Welcome to the top 10 ways you know God is a man-made construct. Let's get right to it. Number 10, eternal God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is that mankind has been making up gods for thousands of years, which seems like an eternity. If God were actually real, would man have had such license to make up such a varied and eclectic variety of gods to suit his needs over the millennia? The very idea that almost all societies throughout history have been inclined to invent gods, without one being proved beyond doubt to be real, shows that man is just inclined to spirituality and God invention, irrespective of veracity. Number 9, political God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because mankind has constantly made God and the attendant religions that surround deities so similar to our political institutions, with God analogous to the president, king, or emperor, the clergy or nobleman type angels below that, and prophets below that hierarchy, and the masses or plebeian type worshippers and followers below that. If God were real and the attendant religions that surround him true, would God be so subject to such similarities with our man-made political structures? Number 8, Nosey God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because mankind has so often defined God as being concerned with our affairs, nosing in our business so as to see if we are good enough for him and his heaven and blessings. If God were real, would God be so subject to the human trait of curiosity, as God is so often painted as being curious about our welfare and our vices and virtues? Number 7, vain God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because mankind has made so many gods as vain as we are. Let's face it, if we care about anything, we care about ourselves, and most of us crave attention. If God were real, would he be so similar to our need for attention? After all, one of the main things followers of the Judeo-Christian God must do is flatter their God with the intention of worship, praise, and sacrifice. It's more than just coincidental that our made-up gods tend to crave attention as much as we do. Number 6, emotional God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is that he is so often defined with the human fragility of emotion. Again, taking the Judeo-Christian God, if you were all-powerful and omniscient, would you really be emotional? But since God is man-made and not real, of course he would be emotional. The beings that made him up are that way. Number 5, humanoid God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because he looks so much like us. If God were real, would he really be so limited to mimicking our physiology so often? If gods were true, they would theoretically be an infinite number of truly astonishingly complex, bizarre, or never seen before body plans. Instead, God is so often described and believed to look just like us. Of course he does. He's made up by us, so it stands to reason he will look just like his creators. Number 4, loving God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because he is said to do what we all do, want what we all want, and express something probably exclusively human: love. If God were real, would he really be likely to display such a human longing and need as love and wanting to be loved? Well, since he's made up by us and for us, of course God would be concerned with expressions of love, because we are. Number 3, gender God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because 99.9% of the time, the creator God is referred to as a he. It can't be said how obviously transparent this is. We have lived for centuries in nominally patriarchal societies. Well, what a surprise! Our God tends to be male, and we almost universally, as in the Judeo-Christian God, refer to the deity as he. If God were not a made-up deal, would he be so tied to man-made gender distinctions and prejudices? Number 2, talking God. One of the main ways you know God is a man-made construct is because he talks to us, talks through his holy books, and uses words that are invariably of our language. We know of no other species on earth that communicates with words, indeed in the entire solar system and universe that communicates with words. How convenient that this God, who is the creator of the universe supposedly, supposed to be transcendent, immaterial, omnipotent, and divine beyond measure, just happens to be linguistic as well. Could it be that God uses words and language because the mortals that made him up do likewise? Number 1, racial God. The greatest way you know God and religion are man-made constructs is the fact that almost every time whatever God was followed or is followed now, he would likely be the same race we are. Race is one of the biggest human obsessions and has divided us for centuries. Just like race, gods and religions have divided us into denominations and sects, and it is hardly surprising that the God we follow tends to match whatever given race and ethnicity we belong to. But that makes total sense when we realize God is a man-made construct.